If you're preparing for the new TOEFL listening and your score is stuck around 4.5 or 5, this video is for you. You probably feel like you understand most of what you hear, but your score doesn't fully match that feeling. In this video, I'll quickly show you how the new listening section is structured, roughly how many questions you can miss and still reach 4.5, 5, or 5.5 or 6, and how to use that to judge your practice tests. Hi, I'm Lee E. I'm a non-native TOEFL coach of 8 years, and I've been studying all of the free and paid official materials extensively. I'll be very clear about what comes from the official manual and what comes from my own mock test data. So from the official TOEFL manual, listening works like this. You get 35 scored questions in total, split in 2 modules. Module 1 always has 20 scored questions. Again, scored questions. You will get more. You might get more. Okay, so among the scored questions, 8 questions will be choose a response question, 4 are conversation questions, 4 announcement questions, and 4 academic talk questions. Module 2 always has 15 scored questions, and if you do well in Module 1, by doing well, I mean losing less than, say, 5 or 6 points, you will get a Module 2 like this. 3 choose a response question, 4 conversation questions, and 8 academic talk. If you do not do so well in Module 1, you don't get the academic talks in Module 2 at all. Instead, the 8 questions are replaced by more non-academic types, including the choose a response questions, the conversation questions, and the announcement questions. There are no unscored questions in Module 2. If you ever see extra questions, there are in Module 1. If you're taking the new TOEFL 2026 and want extra practice, timing, and scoring guides and updates as we collect more real results, there's a link below this video. Fill out the short form and I'll send them to you. From my paid mock tests and student results, this is the pattern I'm seeing for listening on the new test. To reach 5.5, you have to get 35 to 34 questions correctly out of the 35 scored questions. To reach 5, you need to have correct answers in 29 to 30 out of the 35 scored questions. And to get 4.5, you need to have 27 to 30 correct answers out of that 35 questions, scored questions. Okay. Again, you might get more unscored questions of each type in Module 1. Some of you might be wondering, isn't this an adaptive test? Don't all the questions weigh a little bit differently? Yes, in theory, but again, based on my actual test data, you can pretty much ignore that those little deviations when you get an overview of why your score is in a particular range. So, and what about the type of question that is the most difficult for people? Actually, from what I see in the student results, people don't necessarily make more errors in one type of questions, surprisingly. But listening is the only section that has a per question based timing. An academic talk question usually only gives you, not usually, but always, it always gives you 30 seconds to think, while the other types give you 20 seconds per question to think. So I think a lot of errors are actually made because of the time pressure. Okay, some people even forgot to select within that time period. So you need to make very quick decisions. In the old test, in the old TOEFL test, what you have is a per question set based timing. Like one lecture contains 6 questions, and then your time limit is a question set base. So again, I think for listening, practicing under the official timing and analyze what kind of errors can happen is important. So, quick recap. If your target is 5.5 or 6 in listening, treat all 35 questions as high value, and after every time the mock test, count your raw mistakes and compare them to these ranges and analyze the types of mistakes that you make. Okay? And don't judge yourself on just one test. Look at the pattern over several attempts. If you want my free new TOEFL 2026 timing and scoring guides and test strategies, plus updates as I collect more real scores, use the link in the description, fill out the short form, and I'll email them to you. This way, you're not guessing, I feel okay in listening. You know how good you actually need to be to get 4.5, 5, or 5.5.